Welcome back, Kaiju lovers, to another Day Zero build for Godzilla Reign of Kaiju. Today we have Burning Godzilla. This was the very first character that we were shown from the Reign of Kaiju set, and he's got some pretty good things going on. So he's a 6 hand size 32 health character with giant and monster traits. He's got Earth, Fire, and Void as his symbols. Interesting spread, and I chose Fire for our main symbol today. We have 2 enhance abilities, the first of which can only be used during our enhance. We mill 4, which means we send the top 4 cards of our deck to the discard pile. Our attack with a printed difficulty of 5 or greater gets +1 damage for every 5 cards in our discard pile, which means every time we play an attack and use this enhance, we're increasing that damage by 1 because we put 1 in the discard pile for the check and then 4 for the milling. So that's pretty good scaling damage. And then we have a once per game enhance. We remove up to 2 cards from each player's card pool. And this is only playable if we have 15 or less health. So a lot of people have been saying you can use this offensively after you've taken a bunch of hits to clear 2 cards from your card pool and then continue playing your attack string. But you can also use this defensively as kind of an attack delete button, because you can remove the current attack. So if your rival's attacking you and you're like, well, I'm gonna die, you can remove that attack plus 1 more card from their card pool and up to 2 cards from your own card pool as well to try to stay alive. So let's see what big attacks we're dealing with here. We're gonna start with Monster Swing. This is a 5/3, 4 mid for 4, 2 mid block with slam and weapon keywords. I love that. I think it's Univerus is a weapon here. That's kind of hilarious. But we have a Monster Blitz, so a blitz we can only use... Sorry if you keep seeing me looking down, my cat's being aggressively needy for attention. But we have a Monster Blitz, which we can only use if we have the monster trait, which Burning Godzilla does. We lose 2 health, so that gets us lower to our 15 threshold to use our once per game. This attack gets +4 speed or +4 damage. So if we can pump a lot of damage because we have a thick discard pile, we can give this card 4 speed and make it an 8 mid, however big we want to make it. That's pretty good for just a simple 5 diff attack. And then as a response, after this attack is blocked, our rival flips 1 foundation. So we turn one of their foundations face down, make it so they can't use that card's abilities anymore. Next up we have Burning Fury, a 6/3, 3 mid for 7, 2 mid block with the Fury keyword, obviously. This is Burning Godzilla's ultra rare. And we have Blitz Mill 8. This attack gets +1 speed for each attack in your discard pile, max 5. So this can become an 8 mid 7, not including the Mill 4 for Burning Godzilla. So that's 12 cards in your discard pile there, 13 for your check. Yeah, that's already +2 on our Burning Godzilla enhance. So if this is like the first attack we play, minimum 8 mid 10 maybe, if we built 4 or 5 on our first turn. That's pretty good, 8 mid 10, for just throwing that out there if we've got a lot of attacks in our discard pile. We have Stroke the Big Tree. This is a hilarious card from Guilty Gear Strive. It's a 5/3, 4 low for 5, 2 low block with Tension and Spell. Tension is a blitz that says we get to add a Roman Cancel token to our momentum face up. And if you're unfamiliar with Roman Cancel tokens, please check out the Hermit School playlist in the link below. I do have a video going over Tension and the Roman Cancel mechanic. And as a static, Stroke the Big Tree cannot be blocked by mid blocks, so it forces your rival to have a low block, which historically people don't have because they just don't believe low attacks exist. So you can put a lot of damage on this thing and say you're just going to take this damage because you didn't hold a low. Speaking of not holding a low, we have Titanic Capture, an 8 difficulty 4 control, 6 low for 6 with a 0 low block, a very nice low block there, and the Titan keyword. As a blitz, after we play this card, our rival reveals their hand. We get to choose 1 card revealed this way and remove it from the game. So if they did have a low block, like 1 low block, we could say, hey, I'm going to get rid of that low block so Titanic Capture can't be completely blocked, and then I'm going to play Stroke the Big Tree so that it absolutely cannot be blocked. Very good way to just rack some damage on your rival and possibly open up your kill turn pretty quickly. Another good card for doing that is Throat Slitter, a 5/3 5 mid for 5 with a 1 mid block with Weapon and Powerful 2. Powerful 2 is an enhance ability that says spend 1 or more momentum. This attack gets +2 damage for each momentum spent to pay this costs of this ability. So if we've stocked up some momentum, we can pour it into this for even more damage on top of the Burning Godzilla damage. And as a blitz, our rival discards 1 card. If this attack deals damage, our rival draws a card. So this could be a way to get 2 cards out of our rival's hand, because they're not going to want to just take whatever damage we're throwing onto this thing. So if they block it completely and take no damage, they don't get to draw, so they lose effectively 2 cards out of their hand, opening us up for Stroke the Big Tree, Monster Swing, anything like that. But also, if we rip the last card out of our rival's hand, we just put as much damage on this thing as possible and go for the biggest hit possible. We have Rabbit Cross Kick. This is a Girl Power Mirko card. It is a 5/3, 5 mid for 5 with a 2 high block. It's got Kick, Fury, and Powerful 2. Again, that powerful keyword. We have Enhance. If this attack is blocked, we get to draw a card. So if our rival doesn't want to take a bunch of damage, they're going to give us a free card. And lastly, Ground Forces Engage. This is a 5/3, 4 low for 5 with a 1 high block. Stun 1, ranged, and weapon. Stun 1 says that our rival has to commit 1 foundation as an enhance. That's pretty fun. We have Blitz. If our next attack gets +2 speed, which is something we want to see when our character is giving a bunch of damage. But if our rival has 10 or more foundations, it gets +5 speed instead. Holy crap. That is going to make sure that Monster Swing comes in at a 9 mid 4, then we lose a 2 health, it's a 9 mid 8, then we get to mill 4 and give it a bunch of damage. That's absolutely ridiculous. No assets, actions, or backups in this deck. Because this is kind of like a new player-friendly, get to know the character type of deck, I didn't want to give you a bunch of cards that you, if you're milling, you wanted to see and not get some good stuff. So we're just going to stick over here to our foundation base. So we start with Ruthless Guardian, a 1/5 with a 2 mid block, enhance flip. Each player seals 1 rival non-character card. So this can seal foundations, assets, backups. It can also seal cards in your rival's card pool. So if you're playing this and your rival has like an enhance ability or a card pool response, you can absolutely seal that card before they get a chance to play that, unless of course they play it first because they see you've got Ruthless Guardian. But it's just a really good point and click for turning off specific key defensive or offensive threats. Like with each of these decks, we have High Guard and Low Guard, filling out our off-zone blocks, and they're just showing off that, hey, we have 0 diff foundations again. They don't have any abilities, but they help you build out really quickly, and they provide very nice off-zone blocking. We have Godzilla's First Emergence, a 3/5 2 high block. With response, after we play this card, we add a power token to our stage. Power tokens, for those who might be unfamiliar, are tokens that are created into your stage. You cannot commit them to past checks, but you can sacrifice them to give your attack +2 damage for each power token you sacrifice. So this is just putting some extra damage into our stage to use for later. And then as an enhance, our attack with a printed difficulty of 5 or greater gets +1 speed. All of our attacks are printed 5 or greater. So this is just free speed on top of all of the free damage Burning Godzilla is going to be throwing there. We've got Hard Rock Witch, a 2/5 2 mid block, with response flip after your rival plays a non-character ability that modifies the damage of an attack, cancel it. So this is whether they're increasing their attack or decreasing your damage, or even resetting it with Moment of Normalcy that is still a modification, so you can cancel Moment of Normalcy with Hard Rock Witch. So, very good way to protect all the damage that you're slamming onto your attacks. We have Wolf's Ferocity, a 1/5 2 low block. Response, after this card enters your discard pile from your hand or deck during the enhance step, this attack gets +1 speed and +1 damage. So if we mill it with Burning Godzilla or like Burning Fury, hey, we get +1 speed and +1 damage for free, just for having this hit the discard pile. That's pretty solid. And if you're like me, you have so many regrets. I'm joking, I don't have that many regrets. But this is a 1/5/2 mid-block. Enhance flip. If you have 8 or more attacks in your discard pile, this attack gets -3 damage. So this is a way to kind of reduce the damage you're taking so you can minimize the threat until you get to that 15 health. Kind of controlling your rate of descent so you can use that once per game enhance at the most opportune moment. We have Juggling Groceries, a 1/5/3 high block. Enhance commit. This attack gets -2 speed. If your rival has more foundations than you, it gets -3 speed instead. So if you've got outbuilt or your rival's destroying your foundations, this comes in for more speed hate than normal. We've got Reboot, one of my favorite reset cards. It is a 2/5/2 high block with tech. As an enhance, we sacrifice it, return this attack to its printed speed and damage, but our rival may discard 1 attack or backup card to cancel this effect. So it does give your rival an out, but if your rival's getting rid of another attack in their hand, that's 1 attack you don't have to worry about. You just have to worry about the one in front of you. Or it returns it to its printed speed and damage, and you don't have to worry as much about the current attack. Similarly, Moment of Normalcy, a 2/5/3 high block with unique. Enhance commit, return this attack to its printed speed or damage. So return it to its printed speed to make it easier to block, or return it to its printed damage so maybe you don't have to block. We have Everlight's Grace, a 2/4/2 high block. Response commit after you take damage from an unblocked attack. Mill 2. Add 1 of the milled cards to your hand. So if we've emptied our hand defensively or our rival's done some discard shenanigans, we take damage from an unblocked attack, we just turn this sideways, mill 2, and pick up whichever card of those 2 is the best for us in that situation. Another fun one is Prelude to Destruction, a 3/5/3 mid-block. Response Sacrifice. After you check or mill an attack, add that attack to your hand. So this is cool because we can mill for Burning Godzilla, and if we mill an attack we want, we just pick it right back up by sacrificing Prelude to Destruction. And since 1 card came out of the discard pile and 1 card went into the discard pile, it does not change the math on Burning Godzilla's enhance. So pretty neat card here for this character. Next we have Unabashed Manner, a 1/5/2 low block. Response remove after this card enters your discard pile during the enhance step. Your next attack gets +2 damage. So this is saying, I milled this, I removed it, my next one's coming in a little bit stronger. Do you want to deal with this one or that one? So kind of a cool mind game there to really let your rival know that you've got some big things coming their way. We have Incubating, a 1/5 with a 3 low block. Response enhance, remove 1 card in your discard pile. This attack gets -1 speed, so just getting rid of a few cards in our discard pile to make things easier to block. It's a 1 difficulty, it's a low block. It's just a really good card to have on any of these 3 symbols. And finally, Urameshi's Perseverance, a 2/5/4 mid-block with Ally and Unique. As a form, we can remove this card and discard 1 momentum. So a form is any time that you would play a card from your hand during your turn. So playing attacks, playing foundations, that's called playing a form. So it is during that time that you could play a form effect on a foundation or an action in your hand. So we remove this, we spend 1 momentum, we get to add any card from our discard pile to our hand. So we've milled a whole bunch of stuff, we just pick up the best card we want and continue on with our turn. There's also a Team Urameshi enhance, but last I checked, Burning Godzilla was not on Team Urameshi. They are simply a giant monster. But that's it. That's the basics of Burning Godzilla for our Day 0 build. If you found this interesting or helpful, please leave a like on the video and comment down below what you thought. And if you're new to Universus, or, kind of just getting help getting better, please consider subscribing to the channel. It would help me out a lot, and I'd really appreciate it. Until next time, take care, guys.